Today I'm here with a very, very special guest.
Hey guys.
This is my girl Haley. She is also a trainee here at Ballet Met with me. Today we are here in Haley's apartment because I am molding her first pair of PerfectFit Pointe toe pads. Would you like to tell the viewers what problems you've had with your feet?
Yeah, how much time you give it. I've been having issues with pointe shoes, I think, since all of us can probably relate, since I first started.
Yeah.
Probably because I was one of those kids where they started and we weren't allowed to wear toe pads. When I finally started getting my own groove with pointe shoes, I just, went to the basic, like bun heads, toe pads that we all have. But I quickly had issues with just finding my shoe and blisters, and I had a really big issue with ingrown toenails and like cracked toenails and bruised toenails, and it was like a whole thing until I eventually found my shoe. But even then it was still kind of, I would have to tape certain toes because there would be friction after, we sweat in our pointe shoes because of the amount that we're working. Dancers or athletes. Period. And then last year I had huge crisis. Every ballet dancer that is watching this is gonna relate. My shoe went out of stock and I could not get it anywhere. And so I had to switch shoes. I went to not even be able to wear toe pads because the box was so narrow. And it was like the type of thing where every toe had blisters, open blisters. I was taping every single toe, moleskin, second skin, paper towels, spacers, and then it got to a point where I developed synovitis, which is a huge inflammation of the tendons and the joints in your toes, and it can actually solidify and calcify. This is so gross. We all have little capsules that hold our fingers and our joints, even our knees and our toes in place, and mine tore. So my toes dislocated, both of them, and they broke. Now that I have my shoes back, I'm still dealing with the repercussions and issues that I had from when I broke them. And unfortunately, it's probably never going to be the same just because I didn't have the proper care of my feet. They were not the right shoes for me, but I did not have another option. I've always wanted to try PerfectFit Pointe shoes. And so when Rihanna came to me about this, I almost cried because you're a saving angel.
You're so sweet. Let's get to the molding. Hey May has a cat.
I do. He's very annoying.
He's
You can't tell though because he looks so fucking cute.
You look like Puss in Boots. Oh my gosh, so precious. Oh my gosh, that's so cute. What is it called? Pandora's box?
Pandora's box, yeah. It's great.
Oh my gosh! If you guys saw my video on how I prep my pointe shoes, I molded my PerfectFit Pointe toe pads in there, and I personally do not wear a spacer, but Haley does. So today I'm doing my first mold with a spacer. Hopefully I don't mess it up. I won't. I'm really good at this.
Optimism.
So you're gonna mix those for 30 seconds, and then once you mix them together, once it's all homogeneous.
Homogeneous?
Homogeneous?
Biggest word I've ever used.
Okay, so there's this little piece in your kit. You're going to put your spacer in this. She wears makeup sponges. Okay, there you go.
Now that we have spacer mummy, can I just put them together like putty, like Play-Doh?
You just mix it together like slime. Okay, now you're gonna put some of the putty in between your first and second toe.
Oh my gosh, you guys, I'm scared.
Oh, and then take a little bit of excess and then put it right where your spacer is.
Like down here?
Over it. So it's all encased.
So now you're gonna bake the biscuits, just like that.
And then it'll naturally flow out, and then it'll naturally just go in your pressure points.
I'm scared.
Go do your thing, girl. Yeah, go through all your positions so it can
Cha-cha.
Yeah, even do tendus if you want.
See, okay, don't judge me, because Rihanna's feet are much better than mine.
No. Guys, when I first met her, I was so scared of her.
That's how I felt about Rihanna. She walked in with her vest and her high bun, her Yumiko leotard, and I was like, great.
Did it work? Oh my gosh! Look at that! Oh my gosh, this is one of the best toe pads I've ever seen. Now the next step is just to cut off all the excess.
Good to see you.
Oh my gosh, that's wild.
You feel like your weight is like distributed better in your toes?
Yeah, but I also just feel like there's no extra gapping.
It looks so good. I'm so excited to see the arch. I can already see like you're lifted more on your right foot, like with the, or your left foot.
Yeah, like I feel like I'm like over, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
And I can like sit, like I'm like calm, and my right foot's the one throwing me off.
Yeah, you're so much more stable with the Perfect Fit Pointe side.
Like I'm not stable in general. So we did Giselle last year. My huge problem was you walk a lot on demi-pointe and Giselle.
Oh yeah.
So you like get into your like position or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't have a lot of protection there, the top of your shoe is just crushing your feet.
Yep.
So my bunions would just get smashed because there was no space. It's really painful.
Yeah.
So it's like I can tell that like there's just cushioning there if it's not
Oh
here.
my gosh, yeah.
And that's like I know it sounds like not, but that's a huge thing for me. And like I can already feel the pressure on my big toe over here. And it's like kind of painful. I can't feel it at all.
Look at this queen. Ah. Are you kidding me right now? Did you just see what I saw? She just held a casual balance.
If you want to be with me, you're with me.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Little janky in the
Look
other
at
one,
this. They still look good.
Probably can't balance as well on this leg, but yeah, see.
Oh yeah, my left foot. You're actually annoying.
I feel like I need to relearn how to turn without janky toe pads. You know what I mean?
No, yeah, I had to get used to them too, because I was actually able to get over my
I'm
box.
over, exactly.
Yeah,
I'm used to
in the
sinking.
depths.
I'm used to sinking, and now I'm not sinking.
It's crazy.
It's a wacky feeling.
Burned out.
There we go, that's better.
So the plan is I will check in with Haley in a week, and I will see how she feels in a week.
I'm freaking out.
And then in a month I'll do another check-in. If you guys want to try Perfect Fit Pointe for yourselves, you can use my code RihannaCreator15. I do not earn a commission from this, by the way. It's just a way of supporting me and just a way for you guys to get a little extra moolah off. So we'll see you in a week. Hi, Haley. We don't know how to film
And
together.
here we go again!
It's been about a week and a half since we filmed the molding part of this video. So hey May, how was your first week with your perfect fits?
Different than I thought it would be.
Really?
Yeah, like not in a bad way, but just in like a dancer like trial and error way. I turn. We all have our things in dance. And it's like I've had to like rework them kind of, just because your balance like sits differently. Like yes, I'm having to rework my turns, but like they're so much more consistent on both sides. They're much more consistent now, which is lovely to my mental health. My biggest takeaway that I've been so grateful for is just they help flatten out just the gapping space on the bottom of your shoe. It's not as uncomfortable, especially in like a promenade or like a planche. It's not as uncomfortable because you're not rolling on the outside of your foot, you know, where your weight's not supposed to be, like, you know, the domain I exist in.
That's crazy because most people would think that you find the most difference like on point obviously, but also like on flat. Like you're finding a huge difference on point, which is crazy.
And I didn't even think, like when we were molding, I didn't even think about that. I learned a lot last year when I was my first year here. In the core, you do a lot of standing. It's really, really hard and it hurts really bad. It hurts so bad. All my core ladies out there, you are the badasses of the company, just so you know, truly. But you stand there and your butt is cramping and your foot is cramping and your knee hurts and your back is cramping and your arms hurt. You're probably like showering the floor with your sweat and you're teetering on your shoe. And so it's like, I just you know, it's like the amount of difference in just standing there is crazy to me. And of course, like the position that you hit before you even go up on point is essential to how you're gonna get up on point.
Yeah.
It's just like I go up and I'm good, like I'm there and it's like solid. And it's like, it's kind of the moving positions that I'm trying to rework right now, like pirouettes, so you're moving in a pirouette. You don't just go up into a passe and stay there. But in like balancing exercises, like I just feel like I can go up and I'm good, like I'm solid and I can stay, and I haven't felt that ever. Like Brianna said, like truly we dance for like 6-7 hours a day, and so like I mean it is the type of thing where you have to understand as a ballet dancer, it's freaking uncomfortable.
It's
not like
no matter what.
I did not go into this expecting like, oh, it's gonna be like nothing's gonna hurt anymore and like it's gonna be great and blah blah blah, because it's like it's just that's not the reality of what we do. Just a difference, and you have to find what works for you. So like maybe my spacers worked when I was wearing normal average toe pads, but I may have to change them now because there's less gapping. But like I cannot even tell you like just the security in general, like with balances, turns, adagio. Also when you're doing these like really little intricate articulate movements, which, so we're doing Sleeping Beauty right now and they made the really bad choice to cast me.
They made the perfect choice to cast Haley as Canary Fairy.
So anyone that knows that variation knows it's basically just all fast footwork. And just because there's no slipping and sliding, and because you have so much control, it makes it so much easier because you don't have to be compensating for everything moving around.
So I'm really happy that you already found a difference with just 1 week with having perfect fits, and I can't wait to see where this goes after a month of having perfect fits. So we will check in with you guys again in 1 month. So we'll see you in a month. We're back. So it's been like 6 weeks, I think, or a month. I was originally going to do a check-in a month after her trying her perfect fits, but Haymay has been off at company auditions, traveling. How has your 6 weeks with Perfect Fit Pointe been?
Like unbelievable. Like I can't. Dancers, we all deal with injuries. Women specifically, toe issues, whether it be blisters, a rolled ankle because you fell off with pointe. I broke my toes last year. Things that really affect you, and you never realize how much your pointe shoes really affect it. I feel like until you get injured, you don't really realize how much of a difference your pointe shoes actually make. This isn't my first rodeo. Like injuries are not new to me, and so many a time I've had to work my way back into pointe shoes. And this has been the easiest go
Oh my god.
I have ever had. I remember when I broke my toes, I was substituting all these things in my shoes with spacers and tape and bunion circles and moleskin and these huge band-aids and blister band-aids and just all this stuff, and none of it worked. Paper towels. I wasn't even wearing toe pads at one point because I thought that was the problem, and I haven't had to change anything in my shoes. It's like you're up and you're stable. Even when your shoes are dead or they're dying or they're new, it doesn't matter because you have like, you know, it's your constant. But it's just, it's so, not easy, but it's just so much more comfortable, and it's also just, it's like, it's not stressful. Because I'm not running around trying to figure out what the problem is, because I know the problem is in fact just my injury, not something in my shoes. So it's been so nice to have a constant like that, to also know that it's going to be okay, because even if my ankle hurts, I'm going to be up, I'm going to turn, I'm going to balance, it's going to be fine. Even like on flat too, because some of us in groups here at Ballet Met have to take bar on point as well. You can roll through your feet, like you don't have to point your feet extra hard because there's like extra space in your shoes, so you don't have to compensate for that, because the toe pad just takes up the entire box of the shoe. So when you point your foot to the front, it's actually pointed. You don't have to like let your foot, like your toe pad, slip to the front of your box because there's extra gapping, which is infuriating when your tendu combination is the speed of light. We do them for 45 minutes. So you take any comfort you get. And it's just every obstacle that has happened, injuries, adagio, which is, you know, flat, turns, balances, control, rep, toe hops, jumps, anything, it's more comfortable, it's more comforting, It's more secure and stable and safe.
Even with like coming back from surgery, my ankle is so freaking weak after surgery, so like I do wobble a lot, but at least like my Perfect Fits have helped me like become more stable in my point shoes, and like it's helped me so much. So I'm so glad. It's like it helped, I'm so glad it's helped you through like your injuries like right now. Like you don't have to deal about like your toe pain or like having a blister, having a bruised toenail.
You know, like you do Adagio, you do Fondues, and it doesn't matter what shoe I'm wearing, like I'm solid, I'm secure. And I was not like that before, and that's because of Perfect Fit. I am very grateful. And I'm very grateful to the team that was willing to send you that box and send me that box and help me out. So truly, thank you. I'm like, literally, I'm never going back.
I would never.
Never ever getting back together. It's better than a Taylor Swift song. It's perfect.
What would you say to someone who is thinking about trying out Perfect Fit?
Definitely do. Seriously, especially if you are thinking about doing this as a profession, because it's not, you don't have time to play around. You really don't. If you are in pain, if something is hurting, guess what? You have to get your butt on stage every night. When you are dancing, you do not want to be worrying about what is in your shoe. And you also need to get out there every night, not just for the audience, but for you. And that's your job. That is how we think. That's how all of us think. She just had surgery, and I have some serious sprain issues going on, and I've, broken bones before, and we're both in point shoes. For the people at the front of the room, because that's how you behave when you're a dancer, and you don't have the time to be fudging around. And it truly was made by dancers for dancers, because it is seriously researched, it's been tested, and if you just look at the people that use the product, I mean, why would you ever try anything different? I remember actually the first time I saw it. I remember the video. It was Lauren Levis and Sarah Mearns and Indy Woodward at New York City Ballet. And I remember being like, oh my gosh, I've never seen anything like that before. And that was when they were smaller and kind of reaching out to principal dancers and such. But it is the type of thing where it is open for you to use, and you should use it. Truly. It is made to make you look good and feel good. And when you don't have gapping in your shoes look better, and your feet feel better. Truly they do. Even if it is like a different product, and it's a break from the norm, and it's not the buttonhead toe pads that I used for forever and literally relied on for life. You would never want to be in a situation where you are not necessarily not making it easier, but essentially yes. Like, you want to make whatever you can easier for yourself. Why would you settle for something when you don't have to? And that's why Perfect Fit was made by the people it was made by, and the way it was is because it's meant to mold to your foot. You do not need to settle. And that's a huge thing I feel like a lot of pre-professional dancers need to know, is utilize everything you have and behave as if you were already a professional, because that's what you're training for. You don't need to wait until you get to a company to be fixing your shoes, to be trying to shape your shoes to your feet, to be trying to make everything as comfortable as it possibly can, so you can get out on stage every night and your shoes look good, your feet look good, and you're not worried about what's in your shoe, because you're worried about everything else. We all know there's a zillion things you go through in your head for every movement you make in a 2.5-hour ballet. Why would you be worrying about anything else? You've already way too much to worry about, and it truly is extremely helpful, and it's so much more comfortable, and it's an injury prevention as well, which is another thing you should not be worrying about. So that is a huge thing I would say also about Perfect Fit, is you don't have to wait to act as if you were a professional, because if you're waiting for that to happen, you're never going to be one. Probably if you're a woman in ballet, everything is centered around your point shoes. So all of your energy and your time, your dedication should be also centered towards your point shoes. Why would you not take care of your feet the way you would take care of your technique? You do a million crunches every night because you're dedicated. Why don't you shape your toe pads to your feet?
Guys, my
It's the same
perfect
thing.
fits are the only reason why I get through our 7-hour dance days, 6 days a week. I would not be able to do this if I still had the traditional toe pads.
Toe tape, ingrown toenails, bruised toenails. And I can't even remember what that feels like anymore.
Yeah.
I used to tape multiple of my toes, multiple toes. You know, you go into class and our days are very long and we do a lot of rep, a lot of rep. And Rihanna and I do a lot of the toe poppy rep. Our days are long and they're very hard and I would not be able to get through my day. I used to struggle, seriously. If you have to tape your toes just to get through the day and there's an option out there that you don't have to do that, why would you settle for anything less?
Exactly. So, okay, babe, I want to say thank you for trying out Perfect Fit, and I'm so happy. I'm so happy that they work for you and that they're a game changer for you, and I hope that this could help someone out there who's thinking of trying them because they could be a game changer for you too. Thank you all so much for watching this video. Please subscribe if you want to see more content from me. Hit the like button if you want to support me. Leave a comment down below because I love talking to you guys, and I will see you all later.
I need more sleep. So don't test me. I don't want things to get messy. Yeah, drop down and leave your ass empty. Yeah, like I just wanna hit delete. Come and test me. Hit you with that smite.
What is it? Make sure to leave a comment down. Make sure to like this video. Leave a comment down below because I love talking to you guys and I'll see you. So don't test me.
Alright, 1, 2.
Smite.